Hold on.
Happy Thursday, everybody. It is the 8th day of February 2018. It's Thursday. It's a windy Thursday. I am Dan Kuntz alongside Steve Hara, and Kat is in control. Welcome to this edition of Wake Up, Wenatchee Valley.
Just call me breezy.
It is windy out there.
It is windy out there.
It is windy out there. We have a number of interesting weather notes to pass along to you. In fact, let's go ahead and start out with that. We have already broken the record for the high temperature for today. We've already done it.
You're kidding.
No.
What is our current temp?
Right now, outside of our studio is 55 degrees. I have the up to the minute. I actually have the actual weather observations from the weather station at Payne-Bohr Memorial Airport on my computer right now, so it's up to the minute. Right now it's 55, but about 4:40 this morning it hit 61 degrees. The old record, 53, so we blew right by it.
Chinook conditions, definitely.
For the record, 6 out of the last 7 days now, 6 out of the last 7 days, one exception was Tuesday, we have set record high temperatures. Yeah. We did it last Wednesday, we did it yesterday. We did it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then yesterday and again today. That's remarkable. Yesterday's high 60 broke the old record of 57 back in 2015. The big story today, of course, is the wind.
Well, look at the snow. I mean, my gosh.
It's going away. It's going away. It's windy. We have a wind advisory. It's in effect until 5 o'clock this afternoon. The strongest winds may have already come and gone. As I said before, I have the actual raw observation data up here. And for a while there, Steve, we had sustained winds, west-northwest, I should say. 32 sustained, gusts near 40, a couple of gusts above 50 a few hours ago. Now it's gone down. Now we have sustained northwest winds at 22 with gusts to 35.
And as you can expect, we do have some scattered power outages to report here in the Wenatchee Valley this morning on both sides of the river, all the way up to Entiat. There are about 175 people without power up there, according to the Chelan County PUD. Grant Road in East Wenatchee was without power, and some folks down in South Wenatchee also lost electricity, and line crews are responding, and so we have no ETA, or estimated time, for restoring the power, but again, something you can expect during these windy conditions. We don't have any reports of any damage yet, no downed trees or anything like that, but again, if you see something out there, let us know.
DOT is advising you people out there who drive high-profile winds, especially between Vantage, the Vantage Bridge, all the way to, say, Moses Lake. You're going to get really moved around, especially this afternoon. The wind's going to come through here and then work its way, obviously, to the east. They say the strongest winds will be done by about 10 a.m. this morning, but it is going to be windy all day. But we may have already gotten past the worst of the really strong winds. Steve will have more on those power outages when we get to the news in just a little bit. So yeah, wind advisory is in effect until 5 o'clock, but the strongest winds they expect between now or about an hour ago till about 10 o'clock this morning, then we should calm down. So loose objects are going to go fly around a little bit, garbage cans.
Shopping carts.
The occasional hairpiece. This is real hair.
It's a chin strap day today.
Yeah, it's a chin strap day.
Those of you with hair pieces.
Forecast details are coming up. We have sports. We have Today in History, we have birthdays, we have the obscure holiday of the day today, and also our continuing series of interviews with the Apple Blossom Festival Top 10 Royal Court candidates as we get closer and closer to the big night on Saturday. And in the second half of this program, you'll get to know Greta Wiersma and Lauren Thompson. Those interviews with Eric Granstrom will come up in the second half of the show.
Well, you've been busy doing rehearsals up at the high school, haven't you, the last
Today is a big one. Tonight is the actual dress rehearsal. That's when they do it all together in their actual outfits and stuff like that with their gowns.
That's when you wear your tux, right?
That's when I wear my tux. And we'll do our final test run through. And then they get Friday off. They get Friday off to rest up, and then they have a big get-together, all 10 candidates on Friday night, and then Saturday, it's all day. Because Saturday morning, they do the one-on-one interviews with the judges, and then Saturday night, of course, is the pageant proper.
And then we have the big live broadcast Saturday
night. We'll take to the air at 6:30 on Saturday. Looking forward to that. Lots of little, it's amazing all the little stuff that you got to do when you make sure that you put together a top-flight broadcast. It takes a lot of work, a lot of preparation, a lot of checklists, and this goes there. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also, we're going to have a very interesting next Tuesday in the world of sports. Next Tuesday, we'll talk about that when we get to sports. You ready to go around the valley?
Let's do it.
It's going to be shaky cameras, folks, and we have a couple of them that aren't working at all. Specifically, the cross camera. Normally, Steve, as you well know, would begin with the cross camera. It is currently not working, so we're going to go with Omi Garden. Look at that. We're not having an earthquake.
A little buffeting action there, the wind, but again, still a beautiful shot.
These are on towers, and these towers are in high areas, and that means, they're in exposed areas where the wind will be actually stronger in many locations. So look at that's the roof of the Cascadian looking to the north. And it's kind of buffering and jittering in and out, and that's just the way it is. in the world of Sky-Fi, which is still an incredible
But I'm seeing
technology.
lights, so at least we got power.
Yep, downtown Wenatchee looks just fine, but as you mentioned, Grant Road's got some outages to talk about. Camera 3, let's find out together. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's shaking. Oh, that one is not shaking.
Oh, that's Lake Chelan looking from.
I'm thinking Lower Butte or Bear Mountain pointed up the lake. Is that correct, Kat?
Wapato Point up there, but.
Yep. So that is the Upper Butte pointed up the lake, and that is Wapato Point that you see there, Steve. And yeah, just massive snow melt is going to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Chelan, by the way, you're going to get some pretty strong winds. The strongest winds actually today, the Wenatchee Valley, the Waterville Plateau, and the Chelan area, and Aniat, where they have power outages.
Then up in the basin, too.
Yep. And then finally, camera 4, Billy Goat.
Oh, wow.
And it just looks calm as could be up there, Billy Goat, doesn't it?
Boy, it does.
Now, if you look at the Columbia, it looks like it's a little rough, doesn't it? It looks like it's a little rough. Oh, there's an incredible view from Billy Goat, one of the highest cameras that we have there. I don't know what the elevation is of that camera, but it's up there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
A beautiful shot. So there you go, cameras around the Wenatchee Valley.
Again,
and
did
North
you ever
Central
get a
Washington.
response to your question about what that mountain is there?
No, but you know who I'll ask? Our in-house outdoors expert, Eric, oh my aching head Granstrom.
No,
I'm sure
know.
he'd know. I'm sure he'd know, absolutely. I'll ask Eric when we get off the air. 6.5 minutes after the hour, let's do your weather forecast. Again, we have a wind advisory. It's going on now, and it lasts until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Gusts above 50 are still possible. We've already had it. Twice already this morning, we've had gusts above 50, 52-mile-an-hour gusts. Wind has been kind of going pretty much either west-northwest or just plain westerly winds. Sustained winds at most of the time today is going to be 25, 30 miles an hour. Gusts above 50, distinctly possible in the Wenatchee Valley, up in Chelan, and the Aniat, and of course localized mountain wave wind gusts could be bumping up there as well. It all depends on where you live. And again, the strongest winds they think will be between now, or what's going on right now, till about 10 o'clock this morning. Then it will slowly dissipate. Very warm temperatures. As I said, we've already hit 61 today. It happened at about 4:30 this morning, so we've already broken the record high for today, just like we did yesterday,
Wow.
and on Monday, and on Sunday and Saturday. This is unbelievably warm temperatures.
Yeah, I can't tell you. The growers are getting a little worried about that, I would imagine.
The snow melts is going.
Yeah.
It's just
We're 2 weeks into February. My
yeah.
God.
It's temperatures are going to moderate and go down quite a bit. We're going to have a lot of sunshine for the weekend, and temperatures will be back down into the lower 40s to mid 40s, with overnight lows finally dipping down to the 20s. So somewhat normal weather returns for the weekend, but these temperatures are still above normal for this time of the year. Passes are, as far as the roadways are concerned, are fine. Your problem in the mountain passes, just like it is down here in the valley floor, is the wind. On the big three, Snoqualmie, Stevens, and Blewett, there are no advisories, there are no restrictions. It is raining a little bit on Stevens Pass, no rain or snow coming down on Blewett or on I-90. Temperatures are near 40 up in the Cascades right now.
I would imagine the high-profile rigs, the big motorhomes, and might
Absolutely.
have some wind issues up there.
It is very windy on all three of the major mountain passes. They are going to get snow today. They're going to have this phenomenon where this is right now what's going on in the mountain passes. It's 39 at Stevens. It's 41 at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass. It's 44 at the summit of Blewett right now. It's actually going to get colder as the day progresses. Normally, of course, as the sun gets higher in the sky, we warm up and it gets warmer and warmer and warmer. Exact opposite is going to happen in the Cascades today. This is the warmest part of the day, and as the day progresses, the temperatures are going to fall to below freezing by the end of the day today. And yes, there is snow in the forecast later on today. Late this afternoon into the early evening hours, you're going to find 3 to 4 inches of snow coming down in the Cascades, along with very, very windy conditions. Consistent winds about, let me look here, about 20 miles an hour, gusts about 25, but consistent winds in the Cascades. A little bit of snow today, and then no snow, 0, but starting tonight, going all the way through Wednesday of next week,
So we
no precipitation at all.
Could
in the
have some
forecast.
blowing snow issues then in the passes then later.
Yeah, well, the snow is going to come tonight, so the wind's going to come through, and then the wind's going to stop, and the snow's going
I
to come
got
down.
you.
Does that make
Okay.
sense? And then it doesn't snow at all. So they're dealing with rain right now on the Cascades. 10 minutes after the hour, just about, on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have a lot of news to get to on this windy and blustery Thursday morning, and Steve Hare will do the honors when we come back. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley broadcasting live this morning from Studio 5 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Me no crunch.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Around north central Washington, here's what's happening in the news for this Thursday, February 8th. A day of skiing at Mission Ridge turned into tragedy yesterday. Chelan County Sheriff's Office reporting a 25-year-old Kirkland man was fatally injured in a skiing accident yesterday afternoon. Witnesses say the skier lost control on the Lip Run at about 12:05 in the afternoon, collided with a tree. According to Sheriff spokesman Rich Magnuson, Mission Ridge ski patrollers responded. They transported the victim downhill to the base where a Lifeline ambulance crew took over the life-saving efforts, but unfortunately were unsuccessful. The victim's name right now is being withheld until officials notify next of kin. Now, Mission Ridge was closed to the general public yesterday, and it was a private party, apparently, that this victim was a part of. Police say a Link bus driver received minor injuries yesterday in a three-vehicle crash in Wenatchee. It happened around 1:40 in the afternoon at the intersection of North Miller and Wenatchee Avenue. Police say the driver of one car crashed into another vehicle, which in turn was shoved into the Link bus. The bus driver was treated at Confluence Health. Again, his injuries were described as minor. Traffic was snarled, though, for about an hour in the North Wenatchee area. Also, a routine traffic stop turned into much more than that for the Wenatchee Police Department late Monday night. Around 11:40 in the evening, officers stopped a vehicle because its exhaust system was too loud. Police immediately recognized the driver, 33-year-old Joshua James Clark, who was actually, I should correct that, a passenger in that vehicle. He was wanted on an outstanding warrant. While outside of the vehicle, Clark attempted to jump over the car in an attempt to flee. The officers on scene apprehended him during a search of Clark's backpack. Officers found 95 grams of methamphetamine, 27 grams of heroin, and various prescription drugs. Police also found plastic bags, a digital scale, syringes, and a glass pipe that had been used to smoke meth. Clark was booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center on suspicion of possession of meth with intent to deliver and other drug charges as well. In other news, the Department of Licensing computer glitch caused an error in Washington's motor voter system, leaving nearly 7,000 voters statewide unregistered. Of those, there are 232 in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties. There are 81 affected in Chelan County, 42 in Douglas, 77 voters in Grant County, and 42 in Okanogan County. The error was caught in time to still get ballots out to those voting in the February 13th election, though.
Once we found out yesterday about those 81 voters, we took the high priority ones, which were ones that would be affected in the current election. We have an election going on for Cashmere School District, Aniat, and the Paterre School District. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at the list. Voters impacted in those districts were taken care of. We wound up with 4 names that were impacted based upon those school districts. 3 of them were new voters. We've got them entered into our system, and the ballots will go out today. The 4th of those voters was a voter who was already in our system, but as a result of the new information was moved out of the district. That voter had not returned their ballot, so we were able to also remove them from the district so that they're in the correct district for voting.
Now, understand, of the 42 affected voters in Douglas County, only 3 live in school districts where the February 13th special election comes into play, and all of those ballots were sent out yesterday. Meanwhile, the impacts from last summer's Jack Creek fire in the Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest could impact a major source of water for the upper Wenatchee Valley. The fire in the Alpine Lakes wilderness burned near one of the reservoirs that serves the Icicle and Peshaston irrigation districts. Over the past year, the irrigation district has been collaborating in a working group with the county and a variety of other stakeholders, including environmental organizations, on plans to increase the reservoir's capacity. Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor said the effects of the wildfire could expedite the work on one of those lakes.
One of the key lakes, the 8 Mile Lake, which has the dam that needs to be refurbished, it experienced some significant burning around it in that Jack Creek fire last year, and so the BEAR report, the burned area emergency assessment that takes place there, indicated that there is a concern for runoff. So there may be a need to get into that area and make the repairs sooner than had been anticipated. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to deal with that and make it beneficial for the environment and also for the water storage.
On another front, Gaynor said the county is also looking to the state for help in funding a pilot project that would involve the use of natural dams to increase water storage on streams that feed the Wenatchee River.
It's a very promising project. We've done one already up in the Mission Creek area, and we're hopeful of getting some funding for additional sites, because we do have some of the tributaries of the Wenatchee that will be running out of water based on the reserve that's been in place. This would hold more water for a longer period of time, and then it would come later in the season. So it's a very promising project, not only for Chelan County, but for other counties throughout the state.
Gaynor said the county is working with Senator Brad Hawkins to obtain state funding for the Wenatchee River watershed projects. Also today, continued funding for community health centers has been secured in a short-term spending plan being proposed by congressional Republican lawmakers. Health centers such as Columbia Valley Community Health in Wenatchee had been left in limbo for months, awaiting an extension of their funding. Both parties generally support the centers, but the debate has been caught up in broader budget battles such as immigration. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse commented yesterday, or rather Tuesday, at a news conference that over 300,000 people are served by community health centers in central Washington alone.
This is not just some faceless federal bureaucracy. We're talking about people's lives here. Lots of people's lives. And so that's why I thank all of you for being here this morning, showing your support, helping to urge Congress to do the right thing. And with that help, we will be successful and we will get long-term funding for community health centers. So thank you very much.
Congress, by the way, is preparing to vote on another continuing resolution that includes 2 years of funding for community health centers. Without that money, facilities such as CVCH and Wenatchee were considering cutting services such as adult dental care and pharmacy services. Late yesterday morning, Senate negotiators worked to finalize a long-term federal budget deal, and we are expecting a vote on that sometime later today. That other continuing resolution expires at midnight tonight. Also, the local clothing drive is happening this Sunday at the Valley View Seventh-day Adventist Church in Wenatchee. It's called God's Closet. Our own Megan McPherson covered that for us.
Hey everybody, we're here with Shauna Larson at God's Closet. Shauna, what is God's Closet?
God's Closet is a nonprofit organization where we provide families with kids' clothing size newborn through 14-16, and some even bigger than that, some adult clothing. And it's free of charge. There is $1 per family that is charged at the door, but other than that, everything else is free. We have coats, dresses, baby equipment, strollers, bouncy seats, whatever is needed.
This Sunday is going to be your third God's Closet, is that correct?
Yes, it's our third one. Our doors open at 10. We run till 2. We're going to be giving 3 bags of clothing to each family that comes.
How many items of clothing have you given away so far?
Well, the first giveaway, we figured we had about 15,000 pieces of clothing, and this is probably our biggest giveaway because we've got so much. We have over 230 boxes of clothing.
How can people help out with this?
People can donate clothing. That's probably the biggest thing, is donating, giving back to the community. And everybody is welcome to come. You don't have to be poor or needy or, anybody is welcome to come. 1201 10th Street Northeast in East Wenatchee.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shauna.
All right.
Megan McPherson, NCW Life News.
Thanks for that, Megan, and always a very popular event, God's Closet, this weekend. By the way, just wanted to recap for you the situation with the windy conditions, and that has caused scattered power outages in Chelan and Douglas County. You can expect that to continue as long as the winds are blowing, but the last report, crews were responding to South Wenatchee, where about 100 customers were without power. Grant County, or I should say Douglas County along Grant Road, also affected by another wind-related outage. And then we also had reports of about 175 customers in the Upper Entiat Valley also knocked offline this morning. But again, Chelan and Douglas County PUD crews are working on it and hope to get that restored as soon as possible.
The worst may be over. We, of course, are ensconced and said, here in Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee, we don't know what's going on outside, but let's go back up to the Payne-Borum Memorial Airport weather station. The winds have gone down dramatically just in the last 15 minutes or so. When we started the show, the winds were west-northwest at 24, gusts above 30. Now it's a consistent wind at 16 miles an hour.
Just a zephyr now.
Yeah,
huh?
it's gone down a lot. Again, these are all, and we can't stress this enough, all of this weather information, the official weather station where all the measurements are taken is located at Payne-Borum Memorial Airport, which is exposed.
Higher elevation.
Higher elevation than, say, most of us here on the valley floor. But according to the actual weather, the real-time weather data that I'm getting via the World Wide Web, the winds have gone down a lot in the last 20 minutes or so. But we still have the wind advisory. It's in effect until 5 o'clock this afternoon for most of north central Washington. It should be pointed out that the National Weather Service said the worst of the winds will be over by 10. It came a little earlier. It may have left a little earlier. We may be through the windiest part right now.
And here at 22 after the hour, what's our current temp right now up at the airport?
It is 54, so it's gone down quite a bit. We were at one time, as I mentioned this also earlier in the show, at about 4:30, 4:40 this morning, we were at 61 degrees. It's gone consistently down from there. But that 61-degree mark that we hit a couple of hours ago is already a record, so we've set the record for the high temperature again today, like we did yesterday and like we did on Monday and on Sunday and on Saturday. This unseasonably warm trend continues. So there you go.
Weird winter.
It's been a strange winter. And the whole strange weather day today is going to be wrapped up with your friend and mine, Mr. Grant Olson, who handles the news duties as well. Grant wears 2 hats.
Right.
He's a very well-trained guy in the world of weather, so he's going to talk about the weather when he kicks off the newscast at 5 o'clock tonight, and then at 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock is your best chances for you to get caught up on what happened. The news with Grant Olson, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Eric Granstrom handles sports as well. And we want you, our viewers, to be a part of the team, don't we?
That's right. We want you to be a part of the team. Be our eyes and ears out there in newsland. Let us know if there's breaking news immediately on our hotline at 888-NCWL, like you can see right down here or over here. Yeah, there it is. Also, you can contact us by email at news@ncwlive.com. Contact us from our webpage. We have a contact feature there that you can click and contact us at ncwlife.com. Also, Facebook, Twitter, good social media sites for you to catch up on the latest news as well.
Please. It is 24 minutes after the hour, and again, it looks like the worst of the wind may be over. It's calmed down a lot just in the last 15 minutes or so, according to the observations up there at Payne-Borum Memorial Airport. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and our profile of the royalty candidates continues with our interviews with Greta Wiersma and Lauren Thompson, all coming up still between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
And we're back at 25 minutes after the hour. Still quite breezy, but not as windy as it was just a few hours ago. We're sitting at 54 degrees. Wind advisory in effect until 5 o'clock this evening, and we've already hit our forecast high of 58. Did that a while ago. Let's do sports. Even though Eastmont and Wenatchee, both girls and boys, still have one game left in the regular season, that is tomorrow. We already know the matchups for the Big Nine play-in games, and there you are. On the girls' side, Eastmont is the number 4 seed because of a tiebreaker scenario with West Valley. So no matter what happens with the Wildcats game at Sunnyside tomorrow, Eastmont will host a district play-in game next Tuesday, and it will be against Wenatchee. The Panthers come into the postseason as the number 6 seed in the Big Nine. Tuesday's game, 5:45. We'll have it right here live on the NCW Life channel with Eric Grandstrom and Grant Olson. Now, on the boys' side, Wenatchee is expected to defeat Eisenhower in its regular season finale tomorrow night. At the same time, Moses Lake probably going to lose its regular season finale at 11-0 Davis, so that would put both the Chiefs and the Panthers at 6-6 in league play. But Wenatchee wins the tiebreaker here because of its quality wins, and that means Wenatchee would be the number 3 seed into a play-in game, and they would host the number 6 team Tuesday, which is Eastmont. Go figure. That game would tip off at 7:30 at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. If that is the case, the scenario that we just spelled out, we're going to do both games. We're going to grab all of our equipment from the Eastmont High Gymnasium and move it on over to the other side of the river and get the game live here on the NCW Life channel with Ian Dunn and Mark Miller. So that's basketball. Let's talk wrestling. The brackets are set for the 4A Regional 3 Wrestling Tournament. It is at Eisenhower High School in Yakima this Saturday. There are all the local wrestlers who will take to the mats and hopefully take a shot at making it to the Tacoma Dome and the state champions. By the way, Eastmont has 4 wrestlers and Wenatchee has 3. By the way, the 1A tournament will be in Medical Lake. Cashmere's involved with that, so is Cascade and Chelan. The tournament site has not listed the brackets yet, so hopefully we'll have that either with Sports with Eric Grandstrom later on today or maybe even tomorrow. And just a reminder that there's some great basketball watching can be had at Eastmont High School Saturday. The Caribou Trail League District Tournament's first round takes place. It all starts at 1 o'clock. It is a loser-out game for the ladies between Chelan and Okanagan. That's followed by a boys loser-out game between Cashmere and Chelan. They'll tip off at 3. Then it's on to the district championship. The Cashmere girls will take on Omak at 5, and then the Omak and Okanagan boys will play at 7. Jay Seebeck, our own Jay Seebeck, will be there following the action. He'll have a report Monday right here on this very program. Shaking up the sports pages yesterday, Russell Wilson got traded by the Texas Rangers to the New York Yankees. He's not going to play baseball for the New York Yankees, but he always wanted to be a Yankee growing up, and so the Texas Rangers gave him his wish. He's going to do some batting practice, maybe watch a couple games. He says, I'm not leaving the Seahawks. I just wanted to be a Yankee, and the Rangers took care of him. So Russell Wilson is now a Yankee, but he's a Seahawk first. University of Washington getting a recruit back. Jacob Eason, the former starting quarterback for the University of Georgia, is coming back to the Northwest. He's going to become a Husky. He was a huge star for Lake Stevens, 5-star recruit out of Lake Stevens High School. Now, he won't be able to play until 2019 because of the NCAA transfer rules. He was heavily recruited by the University of Washington before he signed with the University of Georgia, but he's coming back to the Northwest. He will have to sit out the next football season, and then he will have 2 more years of eligibility remaining. Broadcasting sports on television can be hazardous, certainly adventurous at times, as our own Eric Grandstrom found out Tuesday night at Eastmont High School.
As the Wildcats lead the Davis Pirates in a very low-scoring first half, 23-19 our score at half. 19 our score at half. 19 our score at half. 19 our score at half as they got a ball off the head. See, this is a rough and tumble game.
Oh my. X-rays were taken of Eric's head. Nothing was found. By the way, if you want to caption the video, go to our Facebook page. It's gotten a lot of likes and a lot of views. Eric, he's a team player, taking one for the team. It is just about 30 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. And we're going to touch on this twice. It's a big day. It's Boy Scout Day. It's always celebrated on February 8th. There's the Boy Scout logo. Boy Scouts, of course, began in Great Britain. The Boy Scouts of America was chartered on this date in 1910 in Washington, D.C. There were 57 original merit badges a scout could earn in 1911. Now there are 137 merit badges, not including 121 merit badges that are no longer used anymore. I was a Boy Scout and got a lot out of it. Steve was a Boy Scout and got a lot out of it. We'll talk more about Boy Scouts a little bit later on during Today in History, which is right now Boy Scout Day. Happy birthday to the Boy Scouts. Yeah, they're 108 years old today, the Boy Scouts of America. William D. Boyce, a businessman out of Chicago, decided, hey, it's working good in Great Britain, let's make it work here in the United States. So we begin today in history with, again, the Boy Scouts. Here are your Boy Scouts by the numbers. This is the most recent numbers that we have. There are 103,158 Boy Scout units. Last check, 103,158. How many active Boy Scouts? And now Girl Scouts, I guess, are kind of intermingling there. 2,740,866 current members of the Boy Scouts of America, and about 950,000 adults make it happen. The Boy Scouts of America was incorporated on the state in 1910. It's a great organization. We talked about what a strange winter it's been. The photo you're about ready to see is not photoshopped. That actually happened 35 years ago in Melbourne, Australia. They were going through one of the hottest summers ever. Look at that. And 35 years ago, February 8th, 1983, it was 110 degrees in Melbourne. Remember, it's the middle of summer down there. And the famous Melbourne dust storm hit. The worst drought on record was going on. It took a huge wind came and took literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tons of topsoil, and it just kept going and going and building, and it smacked into Melbourne, turning the day into night as that actually happened, the famous Melbourne dust storm of 35 years ago. And 22 years ago, on this date in 1996, the United States Congress passed and President Clinton signed into law the Communications Decency Act. Congress said, you know, there's a lot of bad things on this whole internet thing. We better do something about this bad stuff that people can look at, so we're going to pass the Communications Decency Act, and the next year, the Supreme Court of the United States unanimously said, you can't do that. First Amendment trumps that in the case of Reno versus the ACLU. Happened on the state in 1996. Finally, we've got some birthdays to get to. The great Jack Lemmon was born in this state in 1925. He was born in an elevator. They rushed his mom to the hospital. They were taking the elevator up to the birthing room in 1925, and it just, out came Jack, the American actor who passed away 17 years ago at the age of 76. 8 Academy Award nominations and a couple of Academy Awards ended up on his shelf. Some Like It Hot, The Apartment, The Odd Couple, Save the Tiger, The China Syndrome, Missing, the great Jack Lemmon. My favorite role when he was in Glengarry Glen Ross. Jack Lemmon, born in the state in 1925. James Dean, the American actor, born in the state in 1931, passed away, of course, in a car accident at the age of 24 in 1955. He only made 3 films, East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. But those 3 films cemented his legacy forever. The legendary American actor James Dean, born in the state of 1931. John Grisham, the lawyer and author. He has sold almost 300 million books worldwide, and nine of his books, his legal thrillers, have been turned into movies, including my personal favorite, The Rainmaker, which is a great movie. John Grisham is 63 years old today. And a very funny lady, the girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party, Cicely Strong, the American actress, of course. She's been a stalwart of Saturday Night Live for the last 4 or 5 years. Cicely Strong is 34 years old today. All right, 34 minutes after the hour, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. Love your neighbor is the topic today. And you'll get to know 2 more Apple Blossom Royal Court candidates with Eric Granstrom's interviews with Greta Wiersma and Lauren Thompson. It's all coming up. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your Stoke?
Do you have what it takes to succeed at Charter College and in a new career? You do if you're a charter type. Charter types are driven. Charter types are team players. Charter types stay positive when things get tough. Charter College isn't for everyone, but if you're ready to work in order to change your life, you're just our type. Charter College, we work to get you to work.
Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom, inviting you to join us for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Live channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Also on our website at ncwlife.com and on our Facebook page. Coverage brought to you by WUWV Fruit, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. And Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. It's the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, live on the NCW Live channel, Saturday, February 10th at 6:30.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Head to Chelan for Red Wine and Chocolate, February 10 and 11. This weekend will be filled with romance, limousine rides, wine tasting, and chocolate. February 10 is Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's Sweetheart Musical Soiree at the museum. This evening includes wine, appetizers, and desserts in a lovely decorated setting. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake our most popular pizza. A large cowboy, topped with pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and olives. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, 75% of us Americans, we consider ourselves Christian. Okay, now that's great, but our tendency as Americans, particularly those on the political right, they got the tendency to mix their Christianity with their patriotism, and I'll tell you, that's a big mistake. Now, love of country is fine, but if your patriotism causes you to somehow justify something other than love your neighbor as yourself, as concurrent with your faith, now you've crossed the line. Because, of course, when Jesus identified your neighbor, he was telling you to consider whoever it is you deem most objectionable in our society. Now, God is not going to protect or bless America at the expense of any other nation. And there's no reason to believe that America really has any special place in God's heart over and above others. I mean, I love being an American too, but that doesn't trump my faith. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guest for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Dr. Ron Singleton. See how Ideal Protein can help you.
I started Ideal Protein about 10 months ago. I'm down 123 pounds and a little over 50 inches.
Using Ideal Protein, I've lost 37 pounds in just 10 weeks.
I lost over 52 pounds in 4.5 months on Ideal Protein.
This has been a wonderful journey. The food is great and it's a very easy program to follow.
This medically designed program has repeatable, safe, and effective results. Call us today to schedule your weight loss consultation.
NCW Life channel, your home for local news, local weather, local sports, and local shows featuring local people covering local topics like Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Thanks for watching the NCW Live channel. I'm Eric Grandstrom. As we get to know the top 10 candidates, now we welcome in one who hopes to be part of that Apple Blossom Royal Court, Greta Wiersma, who is the daughter of Dawn and Sue. Hi, Greta.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming in.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Before we get to these list of questions here, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I am Greta Wiersma. I am really involved at the high school with the school newspaper and ASB. I love being a part of those things, but I also do Running Start, which is super awesome for me to get college credit. Yeah, and I decided to do Apple Blossom. I'm really excited about this opportunity, and I've loved meeting so many cool people so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that conversation with Mom and Dad about, okay, I'd like to do this. They know you, they know your schedule. How long ago did you decide you wanted to do this, and what was that conversation like?
It was definitely a process, because if you would have asked me if I was doing Apple Blossom 2 years ago, I probably would have said, no way. I just didn't think it was my thing. I didn't think I'd be able to do it well. But I think that having friends do it, and I've never heard a negative thing about it, just pushed me to want to see if I could do it. And I think that this past year, like my senior year, I really had my mind open to it and was really excited for it. And my parents, of course, they're really supportive. So they were like, if you want to do this, we're going to support you.
Tell me what playing soccer in your school's success, what has that done for you?
Soccer has totally shaped me in high school, especially the girls that I got to play with. And it's funny because in my 8th grade, I had to choose between soccer and volleyball. And I know that I would be a lot different of a person and have had such a different high school experience if I would have chosen a different sport. But it's just been amazing to work towards a goal and then see the hard work pay off this year. And seriously, the girls and I are like a family, and it's just been really, really wonderful.
We can read your bio through the website, through Apple Blossom. We've got it on our website. Newspaper will have that in there. I wanted to ask you some of the things off your bio, though.
Okay.
Crafting. So you like crafting.
Yes.
Like what?
Like, I like to go to the craft warehouse is not the craft warehouse anymore, but I used to like to go there and Hobby Lobby and pick out, especially, it sounds weird, but like wooden birdhouses and then paint them and decorate them or make things for Christmases or birthdays. I just felt like it was really fun to do that for people. So, yeah.
And it's a unique gift that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And it says something about you and what you think about the person you're giving that to.
And it's just really fun to spend time on. We have like a craft room upstairs in our house that's decorated, and I don't know, it's a really fun place to hang out for me.
Okay, all right. Educationally, you say education in psychology. So what do you hope to do with that?
I hope to be a teacher, specifically an 8th grade teacher. I loved psychology also, though, in school, so I want to explore more of that, and I know that those two things go really well together, especially with like child development and such. But yeah.
Well, anyone who chooses to be a teacher of 8th graders needs to have a little psychology background, I think.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things that I'm sure they asked you this, okay, trade places with someone, choose somebody, apparently alive or dead. Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Why?
I just have always admired her. I remember reading a book when I was young about her, and of course at first I was just like, she's so pretty, she's a princess, what? But reading about her and the way that she used her position to help other people, and I think that she was a really good example of how you can use where you are to make a difference in the world for whatever like you're passionate about. So I really admired her a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to be part of this candidate, or to be part of this top 3, if you're lucky enough to get in the top 3? What would that mean for you?
I think it would be definitely a childhood dream come true. Just seeing the royalty growing up, I thought so highly of them. But also, I would feel insanely blessed and honored, because even so far, I'll be at events and I'll catch myself like almost crying. I'm just so grateful for these people and the way that they love us and the way that the things they've given us, not just gifts, which they have given us gifts, but also just their time and everything that they've done for us. I just would feel extremely honored to have that opportunity. Yeah.
So you're the queen. It's February 10th. It's that night. You're the queen. Who do you thank?
Oh my goodness. Everyone. Particularly my mom and dad, because I know that I would not be the person that I am, and I would not have the confidence that I do, or would have had any want to be a part of this if it wasn't for them. But also all of the Apple Blossom people, all the Applarians, they, like I said, they've just poured into us and taught me so much about community and about caring about a place. And so, yeah, all of them.
Okay. With your busy schedule, just like the rest of the top 10, if you are part of that royal court, you're probably going to have to give something up. How do you make that choice?
Yeah, that's hard. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't really gotten there yet. But I was thinking about Apple Blossom taking away time from other things and realizing that Apple Blossom would definitely be like my first priority. It's just such a once-in-a-lifetime thing that I run track normally. So I think I would definitely have to give that up, and that'd be hard. But I was talking to the coaches and telling them I want to still come to meets or figure out any way I can still be a part of this on a lesser scale. So
Gotcha.
We'll work on it.
Okay. A nice problem to have to
Yeah.
make that choice.
Definitely.
That's all I have for you.
Okay.
Thank you very
so much
Best
for
of
having
luck.
me.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. WUWV Fruit, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Mary Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time. For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Time to replace your home comfort system? This Lennox dealer can help.
If it's time to replace your old furnace or air conditioner, Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives free estimates. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,500 in rebates or special financing.
One roof, 3 days, and thousands of ideas for your home. It's the BNCW Home Show, February 9th through the 11th at the Town Toyota Center. See the latest in home technology, design, outdoor living, storage options, flooring, window treatments, the list goes on and on. Admission is just $6 for adults, $4 for seniors, and kids 12 and under get in free. Don't miss this year's BNCW Home Show, presented by Complete Design.
Is this really what we're gonna do on our girls' night out? We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Cashmere? Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath,
Clean floor. Naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Merry Maids.
Welcome once again to our interview with the top 10 candidates. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Live channel. We have Lauren Thompson joining us now. Lauren, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
The daughter of Andrew and Anita, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we'll get to these questions here in a minute. Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a senior at Wenatchee High School. I am very much involved with the Wenatchee High School drama department and hope to pursue it later, hopefully. We'll
Okay,
see.
all right. We'll knock on wood for you then.
Okay, thank you.
How long have you thought about this? And I want to know, take me into that conversation with Mom and Dad about actually choosing to go for Apple Blossom Royalty.
Well, like when I was younger, I looked up to the Apple Blossom. I'm like, wow, that looks so fun. And who doesn't want to be a princess or royalty or things like that? So like coming senior year, I was like, hey, Mom and Dad, I think I really want to try this and just see what happens.
So what was their reaction?
They were pleased and excited for me.
Did they anticipate this? Did they know, yeah, well, that's probably our girl?
Yeah, they anticipated it a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. You mentioned you like to act.
I do.
Okay. So tell me, do you see yourself doing that beyond college? I mean, for like the rest of your life, post-education, being a part of theater?
Well, I hope to pursue the film more than anything, so have a part with acting in theater in that way, but mostly film.
Okay, all right. We'll get to that here in just a second. Say you like to travel.
I do.
And you like to camp. So combine those two together. What's your favorite place?
Well, I traveled to England a couple years ago and absolutely loved it there. I hope to study abroad there, potentially, in college, so.
Okay, all right. Did you camp when you were in England?
I did not.
Okay, all right. Camping locally, where do you like to go here?
Up by Leavenworth, in that area.
Okay, gotcha. Film, creative writing. Okay, so what do you hope to do with that education?
Well, I hope to become a screenwriter, and the dream is to like write historical dramas, so work with PBS, hopefully. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Interesting. Have you written something already?
Just a few short films, but nothing that I've published.
Okay, all right. And what was the subject matter of what you've written so far?
It was a summary for my English, like a book I read in English, so.
Okay, all right. So it was an assignment, but you took a little one step further.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. If you could trade places with someone, maybe this comes from your trip to England, you chose Queen Elizabeth II. Why?
Well, she has a lot of corgis, and I'm a lover of dogs, so that sounds fantastic. Yeah.
That's why?
Well, I also love Queen Elizabeth II because she's a fantastic ruler or she has been fantastic, so yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair. What would it mean for you to be part of the Apple Blossom Court?
I think it'd be a great opportunity to really understand everything this community represents and hopes to represent, and just to really connect with other people in the community as well.
So you're lucky enough there on that Saturday night, February 10th, you are the queen. Who do you thank?
I would thank my parents, of course, and just like my whole church congregation for supporting me throughout the whole process. Yeah.
Okay. With your busy schedule, like the rest of the top 10, I don't know how you guys do it, first of all, I mean, even just being part of the top 10. But if you're part of the final 3, you're part of that court. I imagine you'll have to give something up. How do you make that choice?
Like, what do you mean?
Well, if there's something of your schedule, looking at all your guys' resumes, I mean, goodness gracious, you guys are busy. I can't imagine being part of the top 3 and being the representatives of the Apple Blossom Festival that you wouldn't have to say, okay, I can't do this anymore. What would that be, and how do you make that choice?
Well, I would have to give up working at a summer camp if I was in the top 3, and that would be heartbreaking, but at the same time, this is such a fantastic opportunity, so it's okay.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. WUWV Fruits, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Merry Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Dear Merry Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor. Naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Merry Maids.
And welcome back to this blustery Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the 8th day of February. We're back live here from Studio 9 here in downtown Wenatchee. Dan Kuntz alongside Steve here. Before we give you the latest weather update, what do you have that's developed over the last hour as far as power outages and things like that, Steve? What do you got?
The weather is really wreaking havoc on the grid this morning. We've got power outages scattered throughout Chelan and Douglas County right now. The latest we have is that there are some customers up in the Castle Rock Street area in Wenatchee that are without power, and crews are there. Also had reports of outages in South Wenatchee, Grant Road and East Wenatchee, and then up in the Entiat as well. So you can expect that during these wind episodes as the wind slaps those transmission lines together and also causes some downed trees. And that's the situation we have right now up in the Navarre Cooley Road between 97A and Lake Chelan. Highway 971 is closed right now. We have some trees down between milepost 2 and milepost 9. So essentially 971 Navarre Cooley Road closed in both directions, and again PUD crews are headed up there right now to address that problem. So starting out the day wild and woolly.
The wind advisory is in effect from the National Weather Service until 5 o'clock this afternoon. They were predicting that the strongest winds would die down by about 10 o'clock this morning. It looks like, from the raw observations that we have here from Paymore Memorial Airport, it has begun to calm down quite a bit. At one point, 4:30, we had sustained winds above 35 miles an hour north-northwest with gusts above 50. A couple of times we had gusts above 50 miles an hour, 52, 53, right around there. It has calmed down considerably. It's still a consistent wind, but it's right around that 20-mile-an-hour range. And they've changed the forecast just a little bit, Steve. We've already hit our record high. The original high temperature forecast high was 58. We hit 61 degrees about 4:30 this morning. Yeah. So instead of getting warmer, it's actually going to get cooler as the day progresses. But again, we still have that wind advisory in effect. We're not out of the woods yet as far as strong winds, but it looks like the really strong, heavy gusts are already dissipating and leaving the area.
Also got word at a Mission Ridge Ski Resort they're open again today on Thursday for the general public, but again, there may be a little bit of late start on some of those runs due to the high winds, and that affects the ski lift.
They can't run the Liberator Express when it's really windy.
That's right.
Have a great Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.